there's the hotel. There's the train tracks. And 4 trains went by last night. So, you know, you think, let's get here, stay in the hotel, everything will be perfect. Might have been better to stay home and sleep and come over and, you know, make that hour-and-a-half drive instead of trying to sleep through trains, because they're not quiet at night.
Regulators, mount up.
Hey everybody, Lewis here, Rshackbbq and other things. So today we are in beautiful Skykomish, Washington, and we stayed in this really old hotel back here. So why are we in Skykomish? Because we're here for Tunnel Days. We're here for a Pacific Northwest Barbecue Association competition cook-off. Now this is a light cook-off. It's a one-day only cook. We're going to be doing tri-tip, chicken, and ribs. So Skykomish, a little bit about it. This is their town celebration. It's called Tunnel Days. And what this town is a used to be where the electric trains would come and change over to steam and diesel trains to go up over the mountains. To the side of the mountains that I live on, which is about an hour-and-a-half away. And they actually built a tunnel. They built 2 tunnels. The original one was like 3 miles long, and then in the early 1900s, they built another one that was almost 8 miles long. And that's how this town really took off, because it's the hub before you go up over the mountains. Anyhow, I'm going to try to catch as much as I can of this cook-off. You know, we're going to be concentrating on it pretty much, but try to get pictures of how our tent area is set up, and then of each of the turn-in boxes, and then of the awards. There's 17 teams competing in this one, and it's like the first one since, you know, COVID has kind of subsided a little bit, I would say. So everything's starting to get back, and this is the first cook-off that we're doing. So it should be fun. Anyhow, I gotta go get me some coffee, and it's 5:30 in the morning. We got to get down there at 6 to start setting up. They're gonna do inspections at 7 of your site. So it's gonna get pretty hectic here real quick. So let's get into it. All right, teams are starting to line up. Getting judges over there to start checking everybody in. And we'll get down here and set up. It's gonna be interesting. up and sweating right now. There's the secret combination. Pretty soon, that'll be going on the old WSM. Ribs are on, let them run for a while. And our ribs are ready to get turned in. Final pin. Alright, so we're back from the competition that we did, and got the results right here. Let me have a drink real quick. It's like 105 degrees out here today. Very warm. I'm going to be doing another video on a cook here very shortly tonight, so hopefully it cools off, but I don't think it will. Probably end up jumping in the pool. Anyhow, so we went over and did that competition. There were 17 teams that were signed up for it, and one team did not make it. So there were 16 teams that competed, that actually turned in their meets, and well, we ended up 14th. My whole plan was hoping that we wouldn't end last, which we didn't, and to get a lot of experience and find out what the judges are looking for. It was a lot of fun, and it kept us hopping. You know, with the turn-in times, the tri-tip was a turn-in at 1, the chicken was a turn-in at 2, and the ribs were a turn-in at 3. And if you see there, I took two 22-inch WSMs and then a kettle. I took my, I don't know if you can see it in the video. Oh yeah, you can. My 10-inch Cajun Bandit riser for what the plan was to do the tri-tip on one WSM, the ribs on another WSM, and then the chicken on the kettle with the 2 grates in there with the riser. So, you know, we got set up, then you got to get inspected. We passed the inspection, no issues there. And then we had a little team meeting. Then we did went down and had a jack shot. All the team members went down and took a little shot. There was, you know, Jack Daniels, and then apple juice for those that didn't partake in the whiskey. But it was nice. It was a good time to meet everybody right there. And then we all went to our respected pit areas and got busy. And what I did is, you know, I fired up one of the WSMs right away and got my ribs on so that I could get them going first, and then started working on seasoning the chicken. This being a one-day cook, we're allowed to do all your prep at home. You could not season, brine, inject any of the meats, but you could cut them up and get them shaped and trimmed up like you wanted before you got there. So I did the chicken the night before, as far as pulling the skin off. I went as far as I scraped the fat, and then I jacquarded them and put the skin back on, trimmed up the meat a little bit, and then put the skin back on. And that saved me a lot of time there at the pit. The ribs, I didn't do it, you know, it doesn't take long to trim up ribs, so I just did that real quick right there. And the tri-tip, really just a minor trimming of some fat. But the chicken, I was a little worried about that. So then I got the kettle fired up, and I took grill grates and
about 11:30, well, I'd say about 11, I got the other WSM up and going, and about 11:30 I put the tri-tip on for 1 o'clock, and it actually finished probably 20 minutes before I really wanted it to be done. Got up to my shooting target was 125 because I wanted to reverse sear it. Well, the problem I ran into is I didn't light my kettle soon enough, didn't get those grill grates up to temp, excuse me, so never really got a good sear going on that tri-tip. Probably messing around trying to get it up to temp, the pit, and trying to sear them a little bit. Probably would say that my tri-tip was done temp wise. If I had to, I didn't really ever temp it, but at about 12:45 when I started cutting into it, I would say they were probably about 140, 145. So they were definitely almost medium, which is a little more done than what I like. Got those turned in and then focused on the chicken. The only thing that I would say about the chicken is I won't do the riser again because I couldn't get even temperature. The bottom pan got done a lot quicker than the top pan. I even rotated them after I pulled them off, and then I wrapped them in foil, wrapped the pans in foil and put them back on. I rotated them. Chicken was time-wise, it came out right where I wanted it, and I think I used my glaze, my sauce on it, and I put it back on to set the glaze, and then when I pulled them off to put them in the box, I re-glazed them, and I probably won't re-glaze them next time. So we got those turned in, no problems, right amount of time. Ribs, was monitoring them real close, and they just the basic way where I ran it probably almost 2.5 hours. Everything sat right where I wanted it temp wise as far as the WSMs. I was running 250 to 275. Did have to add a few more coals to the ribs, but I did them for 2.5 hours, unwrapped, pull them off, did the brown sugar, did the butter mix, wrapped them up, put them back on for another 2 hours, and then pulled them off, sauced them, and probably put them on there for a half hour until it was time to take them off. And they came out really, really good. So I was happy with my ribs. I was overall happy with the chicken. I thought the chicken was really good flavor-wise. So let's go over what they said, 14th. So here is the overall ranking sheet on it, and let's see, overall ranking, let's see here. Tri-tip, we finished 16th, or no, I'm sorry. Tri-tip, we finished 14th. Chicken, we finished 11th, and ribs, we finished 10th. Overall, we finished 14th. So, like I said, I can't complain too much about that. Thought we would have done better in the ribs, but it is what it is. So here is just a little team score from each table that sampled it. For the judges, there were 6 judges at each table, and they wrote down their scores. Now, let's see. Let me just do this real quick. So for the tri-tip, we scored 172 points. The winner got 192. So they did pretty well. So overall, let's see, ribs, we scored 181. First place scored 194. Fifth place 186. So can't complain too much. We did all right for 14th. And then each judge filled out a little card for each of the meats. And it's pretty interesting. So this is tri-tip. We got a little check box. Appearance, texture, taste. This judge said appearance 8 on the texture, 8. He gave me 8s all the way through. Okay box, good arrangement, good chew, nice beef flavor. That's what that judge said. I'm not going to read them all, but let's see. There's another 888. Box appearance looks pale, rugged cut. Texture tough. Taste bit bland, no smoke. So you know, I got a lot of 9s and 8s. 9, 9, 10 off color, chewy, balanced on the taste, so somebody liked it. So then they throw out the low score on these, but yeah. For chicken, just a couple of these real quick. This guy 999, this judge I should say, 999. Appearance, texture, taste, clumpy sauce. Sorry about that. With how warm it is out here, my camera overheated and shut itself down. So using my phone up close and personal here. But talking about chicken, this guy 999s, clumpy sauce, not very moist, no smoke flavor, good sauce. They did like my sauce. Here 8, 10, 10. Good color, moist appearance, heavy sauce. That was the appearance. Texture, very moist and tender, clean bite. Taste, great flavor, balanced, good smoke. Here, 888, uneven saucing and uneven size. Texture, a little overcooked. Taste, strong glaze hides chicken flavor. So here somebody gave me a 9, 10, 9. Side of a chicken, inconsistent, appears moist and well sauced. Good bite through, skin tender, moist. Taste, too much sauce, that's all I could taste. So next time I won't be adding so much sauce, that's for sure. And we'll work on our sizes. That should get our scores up there a little bit. And then on ribs, here the first one 9, 10, 10. Uneven slices, nice clean bite, balanced. So that was a good one. Let's just thumb through here. Here's one 8, 9, 7. 8 in appearance, slightly gritty in appearance. Texture 9, good something. And then taste 7, spices out of balance. But then we go back here and I got 10 all the way down on my ribs. Even cut, appears moist, tender bite and juicy, well balanced flavor. Good job. So that's how they scored them. So what I did is I used Boss Hogg's, what is it? Lump charcoal. Boss Hogg's natural lump charcoal was the charcoal I used in there. And then I bought chunks of cherry wood that I put in with the charcoal. So what I'm pretty sure I'm going to do next time is I'm going to use cherry because I like cherry, but I'll get some hickory. And also add that in there. See if I can up that smoke flavor that they want. Because that seemed like one of the big things. They just didn't, no smoke flavor, especially in the chicken and the tri-tip. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. You talk about the scoring, and you look at what I got. I didn't, 7 was the lowest I got, and it wasn't that many. Most of them were 8s and 9s, so that's I'm like, wow. And then the ribs got 10s, so that was really nice. So I'm happy with that. And for our first time, that it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. This one here, because it was also like their town celebration days, so they had a lot of public there coming through. And I would be the same way, not understanding that there's actually a competition going along as well as a celebration, because everyone's like, oh, where do we buy your food? Oh, sorry, that's for that. But we did have a People's Choice category that we partook in too. And where it was where somebody could go buy tickets, and then they come around and you give them a sample of your food, whatever you want to do there. And so I cooked 3 racks of ribs. And when I got those racks done, same way with the chicken, the tri-tip too, I actually stuck 8 slices of tri-tip in the box, but I cooked 2 tri-tips, so I had a lot of tri-tip left over. I just took the ones that I thought looked the best. And then the chicken the same way. I did, I think I did 16 thighs, and I turned in 6, so there was 10 extra of those. I did 3 racks of ribs. I put 6 ribs in the box, so we had ribs left over. And when it was all said and done, the People's Choice, we took 3rd. So we came home with some money. So what that kind of tells you, if you follow competition and then backyard and then catering, or commercial, if you want to call it, backyard and commercial are somewhat close, but as far as competition, they're not the same. Competition, you're trying to get that one bite that contains everything that the judges want per their set guidelines. Using my sauce, they liked it. They said it had good flavor. The sauce just over sauced and not enough smoke, so I need to get the smoke and the saucing and the sizes and all that. I'm sorry, I got you sweat. But when it comes to the public, they love the sauce. They put their tickets in our little bin, and we ended up 3rd. So that was huge for us to know that on the commercial side, we must be doing something right. Whereas on the competition side, there's a few things that we can fix. And, I'm not looking to be grand champion or first place every time and all that, but I do want to see progression, growing and learning. And hopefully we can score, a walk up to the table. We have signed up for another competition in September, and that'll be an overnight. It's going to be brisket, it's going to be pulled pork, chicken, and ribs. This will be sponsored by Famous Dave's, and they're providing all the meat. So that'll be nice, that'll be fun. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure what cookers I'm going to do. I thought about for that one taking over the big smoker. That way I could get the brisket and the pork ribs going and running all night long, rather than the small kettles. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see when we get closer what we decide to do. But that is how the Pacific Northwest Barbecue Association scores things. It was a lot of fun. We want to do more and learn. The teams were amazing, helpful. You're all doing the same thing, and you're trying to just get things done, because that's all it really is about, the timing. Trying to get that timing down. In my opinion, that's what it's about. You want to get the flavors and the seasonings down too, but you really got to get those timings down so that you're getting the stuff turned in on time. So anyhow, I hope some of you enjoyed this little ride. Sorry I didn't take more footage while we were doing things, but I was pretty busy. It was amazing. When it was all said and done, it felt like, you know, it was a full day of cooking, and you know, it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. So anyhow, like I always say, thank you for watching. You should sign up for one too. I'm not going to say it's not that hard, because it is hard. Till next time, my friends, grill on.